under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore, they would sleep all day. Under the sun, they slave away. Under the sea. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, thundery Monday. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I'm so excited. I had so much fun getting these ready for you. Sorry. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm Shannon and I'm with Paper Delights. I paper craft and Stampin' Up. And hopefully you will get inspired this evening to pull out some of your sets or to purchase a set. So I bought this, I think it was one of the first ones that I bought when the new catalog came out. It's the Whale Done series. It has a punch, it has the stamps, it has this beautiful folder, it has beautiful ribbon, it has gorgeous paper. There's usually a ton more paper, but I have used so many of it. I sent at least 60 cards that I made to the kids at school with You're Kind of a Big Deal. I think it's a fabulous set. So much to do with it. And I'm so excited to show you some of the techniques with it. So, the very first one I wanted to show you was this one. So I brought the camera down a little bit, so I will do my best to make sure that you guys can see everything. But the reason why I brought it down was because I wanted to show you some of the details that this and the next card. So this card was done. I've always loved the cards that had this like sort of like ink kind of feature. And a lot of the people I saw used, I guess it's like a brush like this, but it's a lot bigger and rounder, but the bristles were all really dense like this. I wasn't able to find one yet that is bigger, but I did find one that was smaller at the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree. So I wanted to show you how I made that card. So what I did was I took my paper and I took my sticky notes. So these sticky notes are full sticky. And I took my ruler because, you know, you kind of want it to be centered, squared, whatever you want. So I came down a little bit from the top, right? Okay. And then I went in about an inch on the side, or you could go 1.5 inches. You could do whatever you want. I'm trying to remember what I did. I did 1/2 inch. So I just sort of lined up my sticky note on one side. I lined it up on the other side, like so. And then I lined it up at the top and at the bottom. So that's what gave me that square shape. Now, some people punched out like an oval and had like a card with the shape cut out. You know, could totally do that, and I might make that for next time. But I was feeling a little lazy, and so this is what we did, or I did. So you just have to be careful when you're doing it this way that you don't go off the corners, right? Because we want to keep the ink in here. So for this one, I did Coastal Cabana because that's what I have. And basically what I did was I dabbed in my ink, and then I dabbed a little bit on the paper outside, and then with the swirling motion, I swirled it in. Now, I got this at the Dollar Tree as well. So what this is a blush blender, but it's too loose. You need it to be hard and compact. So I took a little rubber hair elastic, and on live TV, because that's how ridiculously brave I am, we are going to see if we can make it work with this, because I am like the queen of hacks. I love to hack. So what I've done is I put the elastic on to bring the bristles together, and let's see if we can't get that to work. So I'm inking it up, and then I'm swirling it on. It's kind of working, not as well as that one does. All right, switching back to my my original. So because my brush is a little bit smaller than what I've seen them use online and stuff like that, it does take a little bit longer, but that's okay. I got nowhere else to go. So I'm sort of brushing it in like a circular motion. So, you know, if you do see some of the lines, it sort of goes with the flow of, like, you know, the ocean. And I'm also doing darker around the edges and sort of leaving the center a bit lighter. Sorry, I just realized. There we go. Oh, hi Pat. Hi Laura. Everybody's safe and good. So there. So, I mean, I could keep going, but I don't want everyone to be here all night. So basically, you just keep adding until it's the darkness that you want, right? And if anyone finds one that's, like I said, that it's this dense brush that's a bit bigger, please pick it up for me and I will pay you back, because I have yet to find one. I've been to Shoppers. I've been to a few places. They told me to go check out Winners, but I haven't been there to Winners. I'm not actively going out. So there we go. So we've got our spot done. And then you just take off, like I said, you just have to watch the corners. I did do a little bit. I did get in the corners a little bit, but that was just because I was rushing. So there we go. Got that. Then we're going to take, like you said here, we're going to take the different parts. And I like the tone on tone, but you could easily do it with other colors. If you wanted to do like a blue background and then do a different colored thing with the grass and stuff, could certainly do that. Absolutely. But I liked the look of the tone on tone, so that's what I did. So I'm just going full strength, and then sometimes I'm sort of inking off, but most of the time I'm just doing full strength. And then what else did we do? We did the little fishes. It's such a cute set. Like I said, pretty much used up all my paper sending cards out to kids. There you go. And then what did we have? Oh, turtle. Gotta have our turtle. Pretty much used everything in here. We'll have our sea turtle. Where do we want our sea turtle this time? Maybe I'll put him there. And our jellyfish. Beautiful, detailed jellyfish. I'll put him up there. But you can play around with putting them wherever you want. The only thing I didn't use on this one was the, I did not use the whale. So, but I am going to use a couple of the little seahorses because I really like them. And then I've been playing around with the white pigment. The white pigment ink. Oh, we got to do the... Sorry, I forgot. Got to do our sentiment. And then I'll tell you about our white pigment. There we go. Okay. So, I've been noticing, again, on some of the things, the white ink, and I'm gonna show you next the technique with the white. But what I did for this is I just took a little bit of the white on the dots, or like the bubbles, and then I just sort of dabbed it on. And again, I don't think you can really see, but when you're up close, you can see that there is a very subtle, it's very, very subtle, but it's really cool. So there you go. So that's how I did the masking and did that one there. So I think it's a very, very pretty card. And then for them, I just stamped the paper inside, and then I also stamped the envelope just to sort of finish it off, and then a couple of little cute gems. But what I want to show you next, so pretty, so pretty. Grab it here. So this is the next one. So what I did for this one, I'm going to show you. This is from the embossing folder. Now, when you do embossing, the embossing folder comes out, and you can either go with the sticky outy part. This is the real technical term, so pay close attention. You can either glue it on with the sticky outy part popped up, or you can glue it on with the sticky uppy part in reverse. Okay? Most people usually do it with it popped up. But if you do it on reverse and then you color it, you get this. I don't know if this is gonna pick up. So what I did was I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Where are my paintbrushes? So what I did was I took a little bit, oh yeah, it does turn up okay. I took my white ink and I very carefully, and I usually have my glasses on, I just painted with the white ink some of the indents of the embossing folder. So I did like the long sort of grass with the white. And then when I was done with the white ink, what I wanted done with the white ink, I went to my Frost White Glimmer Paint, it really doesn't need a lot. So I took some of my glimmer paint, and again, on parts that were sort of dented in, I just chose what I wanted to paint directly with the glimmer paint. So in this one I did the silver starfish. I did with the glimmer paint directly on. And then I did, this one was with the champagne mist. Yeah, the champagne mist. It's more of a gold kind of look to it than that one is. So again, you can paint whatever you want. I only have one starfish on this page. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm too far down. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was too far down. So you can just sort of paint whatever part you want with the champagne mist, and then whatever part you want with the other colors. But I tried here with the markers, the blendables, but I found that it was a bit too thick. It didn't do a very fine line, which is fine. But what you could do is take a paintbrush and paint some of those other parts if you wanted to have that painted. And these paintbrushes are here. There's 4 in a pack, and they're teeny tiny, so it gives you the really fine, the fine bristles. And I got those at Michael's because I needed the really fine ones to do some of this stuff. But I had them already, so you know. So yeah, so that's what I did for this. And then to finish it all off, I sprayed it with my Frost spritzer bottle, right? So it's alcohol, almost full of alcohol, and then in the bottom is a couple of drops of the paint, and then I spray it on, and you get that beautiful sparkly coverage. So that's how I did that. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. So I won't bore you with me painting more. I'll finish it later, but you get the idea of what that you do with that one. So then my idea was to finish this one. So the other idea that I had with this one was that I originally was going to put on it a, here it is. Just because this was so beautiful, I didn't want to cover it up. So my original idea was to take a piece of the, of the clear window sheet, and to bend it and to sort of tuck it under. So that would sort of be, and then, you know, put the other stuff on it. So then I tried to heat emboss it, but apparently when you heat emboss plastic with very hot heat gun, it warps your plastic. So learn from my mistakes. Heat embossing plastic does not work very well. So I went for the vellum instead. Oh dear. Anyway, it's all good. We got it figured out. So this is just a piece of vellum, and I wanted it sort of tucked under. So I just folded that one edge. And again, I really loved the look of it, so I wanted to keep it so that you could see most of it. So the vellum does that really nicely. Oh, apparently I'm adding some of my DNA to the card. So that is one technique you can do with the embossing folders, is you just flip it to the other way, and then you can do all sorts of detailed work to it. Now, I'm going to be putting some of this lovely seaweed here. My friend let me borrow her seaweed dyes. They're just so pretty. So I'm going to put a glue dot under my vellum so that it sort of holds it down. Oops, there you go. And then I have its same color. I kind of stuck with I was doing a lot of tone on tone stuff this weekend. I don't know why. It's just the mood I was in, I guess. But it's a beautiful, beautiful set. Like I said, I sent so many cards to the kids in my classes with the sentiment, you know, you're kind of a big deal. And I've used up almost all the paper. I'm going to have to order more. But as you can see, you can use the stamp set to make some beautiful, beautiful cards as well. You don't have to use all the paper. And the embossing folder is gorgeous too. It's all beautiful. Like, honest to Pete, I love it all. I love it all. I'm missing my ocean right now. So this was my idea. Was just to pop these guys on here. And then my sea turtle, and then the whale. So the paper, I don't have any left, or maybe I do. The paper for the whale, the paper has, oh yes, I do have a piece left, has beautiful scenes, first of all, and then on the other side, on this particular one, this corresponds with the punch. So it actually fits inside the punch. So I fussy cutted some of the smaller pieces, or if I had anything left over, because you never know, a whale could be swimming off the page. But it does have the whales to punch out. So if you don't buy the stamp set and just buy the punch, the paper has the whales that you can punch out with the punch. But honestly, this is such a beautiful set, and I think you could do birthdays and anniversaries, and it's great for big kids and little kids and everybody. And this one I'm going to pop up a bit. I'm sorry, like I said, I tried to bring the camera down so that you could see all the details, but now I'm working. I don't know where my edges are, so I apologize if I keep going off the screen there. So pop him up like that. And then, I mean, I could use those ones, but I think I've got some of these pretty silver sequence gems. I don't know what you want to call them. Bejewels. There we go. So there's those two. All right. The last card I'm going to show you, the technique, is, where is it? It's this one. So I kind of made two because I wanted to show you, and then I'll finish it off. But this and this. So if you can see the difference. So one is just, they're both been embossed, and I'm going to use the poppy up part, and I'm going to use some of that white ink. I'm just going to toss that over there. I'm going to use some of that white ink to really make it stand out. It's really, really simple. So you take your white ink, you take a little dauber, and ever so lightly, you're going to, that was a bit too much, brush on the ink. The more ink you have, or the harder you press, the more will come on. And you're just sort of going over the bumpied up parts. See, I'm telling you, you're learning all the technical terms tonight. All the sticky uppy parts with just, you know, a hint of the white. Now you could probably use this same technique with, like, I don't know, a Night of Navy on the white paper. You know, there's lots of things I think you can use this technique with. And I will play around with it some more now that I've got the idea. I saw something like this done. The original one that I saw was, it was the trees on black paper, and then they did this technique over it to make them look like they were covered in snow at night. So I think that would be really sharp as well. So there you go. Really, that's it. That's all. It's that simple. So then we're going to take him and glue him on. And then I did a piece of Calypso Coral, I think it's called. Nice and bright. And then a piece of that Designer Series paper. And then my whale. So really very simple cards, but with just a few little touches can really make them pop. So I'm going to be a rebel, and I'm putting this one off-centered. Sorry. I'm going to move that up. Sorry. Can't really see it. I'm so sorry. There you go. And then I'm going to put this one sort of square. And then my whale again. I'll pop him up. So there you go. Got 3 really cool techniques tonight. And let's see, should we do silver again or some gold? I think I like the silver. I do like silver. All right, I like it. You could add a sentiment, but I mean, I didn't want to hide the thing more than I did. So there you go. So you've got the embossing folder sticky up with a bit of ink over it to really make it pop. You've got the embossing folder. Oh, I had thought about putting that on there. With it, my Science Concave, Convexed, I can't remember. Anyway, going inward, and then you just sort of paint it and get that dimension stuff through the color and the paint. And then we have this one where you're doing the ink and doing it tonality that way. So 3 different styles, 3 different looks. I think they're all very pretty. So yeah. So thank you so much for joining me. Which ones are your favorite? There we go. You can tell me which ones are your favorites. I like all of them. Although the paper, you can't see it, but I love the sparkle on that one. So which one do you guys like? I think they're all really pretty. But anyway, so thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you have a wonderful night, and we will see you tomorrow at the same time for a couple more with this beautiful, beautiful set. It's such a beautiful set. Yeah. Yeah, they're all so different. I got a little carried away over the weekend. I got way more cards than I do time. So, but I really loved the technique is really neat. It's so different. And this folder too is so intricate. And I think this technique too might look really nice with that forest embossing folder that we have, the Christmas one with the pines. I think a technique like this might really make them stand out even more. So it might be worth a try. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you've been inspired. I hope this has helped to fire the imagination, and you have a wonderful, safe evening, and I will see you tomorrow at 7. Thanks so much.